The story begins in the barren wasteland where 3 fighters were up against an enchanted octopus with a danger level of B. Even after all of them tried their best, the demon was not even close to being defeated and released a fetal demon of consumption with a danger level of S before dying. The entire place was about to go down in front of them, but suddenly the arrival of the queen of the devil tribe with her nuke-like power destroyed the monster to bits. You may wonder who she is. She is none other than our protagonist's wife, and she was about to teach him a lot to truly become the king of the kingdom. The world of Zuluo Plains had many tribes, but the human and the demon tribe are the strongest among all of them. When the peace between them fell apart, which led to the fall of both tribes, the humans asked for peace, which was signed by the queen of the demon tribe, Isabella Osa. It all began in a city on Earth. Our protagonist Zhang Yi was enjoying his summer vacation playing games, and he didn't have any friends as his parents worked abroad for many years. When he thought that his entire summer was going to continue with playing games and drawing, he didn't know that he was about to become another world savior as his ring started glowing. In the morning, he suddenly woke up in front of the demon tribe queen, and the whole environment around him made it clear that he was in a different universe. Upon his arrival, the high priest named him as the prophecy they were expecting him to come, as the queen shows her ring identical to his. The queen started blaming him for not being the chosen one, as she couldn't feel a drop of magic on Zhang Yi. But he then explains that he doesn't know what Isabella is talking about, as he bought the ring from a street store. Even though Zhang Yi is a human, the high priest confirms that he is the one that was going to save the demon tribe from going extinct. Curious, Zhang Yi asked Isabella about the whole story, and she revealed that High Commander Lillian and the humans came to a secret agreement that had the target of finishing off the queen. Lillian extracted almost all of her magic, but she was saved through the sacrifices of her 4 guards. Summoning the right one was the queen's sole goal, as she was being chased by the humans since she had no other options left. Suddenly, Isabella felt like all her aura disappeared, transforming her into a human-like version as she gets fully nude in the process. The high priest revealed that her transformation as the human version might be the reason, since her aura has depleted. When the queen has lost all her hope to fight for her own people, all of the people present in the room started blaming Zhang Yi for it. The human army started penetrating the defense as they were fired up to finish the demon tribe queen for good, and seeing that scene, the high priest decided to use her magic to transfer the queen and her people to a safe place by sacrificing herself. When Zhang Yi tried to escape the place, he was forced to join them as well. When the regent Torst Angus arrived at the abandoned castle, he found none other than the high priest inside there. The queen and her people could see the castle on fire from the place they were teleported to, but she tried to keep herself strong as she didn't mourn. Queen and her people were found by the humans, and they started attacking them from everywhere. In the fight, Zhang Yi made a promise to one of her troops that he will save her from everything, so he took her with him and ran. But they were again discovered by 3 of the soldiers, which made the queen lose her cool. Zhang Yi tried his best to calm her down, and he even made her bow down to the soldiers, but it still didn't work, as they were only into killing living things. When they were about to get executed by the soldiers, as they didn't even care killing about the humans, the leader of the White Dragon Squad saves their lives. The leader of the White Dragon Squad introduced himself as Sophices and asked Isabella and Zhang Yi if they were captured by the demon tribe and made slaves. Zhang Yi tried to avoid answering the question, but he then was forced to make up a fake story saying that he was the assistant cook of the demon tribe and Isabella is his wife. Sophices was kind to them after hearing the story, and he even decided to take them home. Isabella was disturbed by the whole scene, as he never wanted to get along with the humans, and she guessed that getting home with them will end her dream. But Zhang Yi managed to convince her, saying it would be the best option to save herself. They all finally arrive in the capital, which was surrounded by Ayer's wall and many high-level sorcerers. As Zhang Yi couldn't stand the queen's identity being revealed, he decided to name her Yi Bei so Sophices wouldn't notice. Everyone gets stopped after getting in the middle of the city, as the road was blocked by the royal family and their subordinates. One of the soldiers revealed to Zhang Yi that the guy in front of all of them was the first child of the regent, who was more powerful than all of them present in the scene. Talsbury gets greeted by Sophices, and he then stated that he was standing in front of the gate for his father and his team as he arranged a large welcoming party. Sophices explained that His Highness had sent him and his team out to sign the agreement with the demon tribe, but Isabella couldn't guess why he was one step ahead of them. Talsbury explained to Sophices that the king had a different idea of just killing the demon queen, so he shouldn't start questioning the king's decision. Imperial leader Gurodita, the father of Sophices, arrived at the scene and claimed that he was going to be present at the arrival of the regent. The same soldier explained to Zhang Yi that Guro and the regent both have different political views, as they have their own respective opinions. The regent arrived through the gate with the demon head on the spike, which enraged Isabella as she wanted to scream and attack them. Zhang Yi was able to calm her down, but Isabella wanted to make the regent pay with his blood. Gurodita didn't wait to take Torst Angus to the king, as they now have a clear judgment to make in his presence. Talsbury wanted to have a conversation with his father, thinking that he will be impressed by his arrangements, but he ends up getting the final warning. Zhang Yi states to Isabella that a warlord like the regent named Cao Cao in his world existed, who pushed his people at will, and his son became the king in the end. When Isabella was thinking about getting out of the place, the same soldier took them to the residence of Sophus as he instructed them to do so. Zhang Yi was surprised to see how big the residence was as he couldn't believe his own eyes. Suddenly, the main housekeeper Alina arrived in front of them with the other housekeepers claiming that Sophus instructed them to take great care of all of them, but Isabella found it strange. Zhang Yi didn't care much about the situation and went on with them. Meanwhile, the king was ready to reward the regent for completing the negotiation with the demon queen. But Gurodita meddled in the announcement explaining what actually happened with the truce regarding the demon queen. Gurodita tried his best to explain the actual situation that occurred with the demon tribe, which contained the name of the human tribe in near future. He stated the possibility of the demon queen attacking the human tribe, which can lead to the loss of countless lives, but Torst Angus sways the judgment with his cunning motives. He reveals the news of getting a letter from Lillian, who wanted to dethrone Isabella with the hope of building a stronger relationship between the tribes. Not only that, but also revealed that the demon tribe has already accepted her as their new ruler, as Isabella went missing after the confrontation. By reviewing the documentation provided, the king was impressed by the results made by the regent, and he didn't care about what Gurodita thought of the conclusion. Isabella was devastated by the recent incidents, and the loss of her powers made her quite depressed since her own people will not recognize her from now on. When Zhang Yi was thinking of what he can do with the ring that brought him into the new universe, the arrival of Sophus naked in the sauna bath got him off guard. The uncanny wish of Sophus bathing together with Zhang Yi made him spook as he remembered the words of Isabella. But the environment changes as soon as Sophus wanted to look for his and his wife's families, which revealed the kindness he was offering to both of them. Zhang Yi made up all the stories, and he knew that even though Sophus wanted to help them, he couldn't reveal the truth anymore. So he continues to lie about it, saying he suffered a concussion after being captured, which made his memories hazy. Sophus then revealed the story of his brother who was captured by the demon tribe decade ago named Sophisak, hoping that he was still alive to this day. Sophus helping them was clearer to Zhang Yi right now, so he decided to give him some hope for his brother. Sophus was hoping that the peace treaty would have been helpful, which could lead to the release of all the human captives, but that is out of consideration right now. As Lillian became the new ruler, her only connection to the human tribe is now the regent, which will never help him to complete his quest. The situation between Sophus' father and the regent was worsening, but he didn't want it to hold him down. The whole discussion between him and Zhang Yi grew each other closer as Zhang Yi tried to be a friendly figure for him. When Alina showed Zhang his room, finding Isabella in front of him dressing up made him confused, but she controls the situation by revealing that Alina was keeping them on watch as they didn't trust them yet. He understood that the reason why they were put together in a room is that he told everyone that Isabella is his wife, and also there is a chance that they are testing the truth. In the middle of their conversation, Isabella detected that the maid Alina was eavesdropping on them, so she used the opportunity to get it in their favor as they made lewd sounds inside the room. Zhang Yi was enjoying the moment so much, which led to him getting punched by Isabella as she took the bed alone while he was given the floor to sleep on. However, Zhang Yi was interested in knowing if she can send him back to the real world, but the conversation didn't help him as even the high priest wouldn't be able to send him back. He tries to use both of the rings to get him back to his real world for 10 minutes by using made-up spells that took him nowhere, which only left the option of going back to the demon plains. Meanwhile, it seems that Sophus knew that Alina was spying on them, and he didn't want her to do that anymore as he could see his lost brother's image in Zhang Yi. Zhang Yi not only revealed that there is a great bond between them, but also that he has identical hair and looks on him of his lost brother. The newly found happiness of Sophus made Alina happier than ever, which led to them making love for the whole night. After waking up in the morning, Zhang Yi couldn't find his so-called wife Isabella in the bed as he gets greeted by the maid Alina. She handed Zhang the clothes that were sent by Sophus, and she notifies him that his wife and her master both were training in the gardens. After arriving in the garden, Zhang could see the great accuracy of Sophus in archery and also noticed that Isabella didn't forget her skills even after losing her aura. While sitting for breakfast together with Sophus, Zhang was only thinking about leaving the place, but it seems that he wasn't going to let that happen anytime soon as he already assigned Alina for both of their comforts. Isabella insisted that she would like to leave the place on her own with Zhang Yi, which led to Sophus revealing his wish to taste Zhang's cooking, which he lied to him about. Just when Zhang realized that it wasn't going to turn greatly for him, Isabella confronted Sophus about the ways the kingdom treated their own people. The history of humanity in the world wasn't that great as they had to find a dragon with immense power to watch over them as their protector. The dragon not only protected the humans but also taught them how to use magic for their betterment. Many groups were formed in the kingdom with dragon emblems, and those had their own kind of perks. If people wanted to get a better life, they had to join the army, but there were only two ways of doing that. One of them was training and proving the worth, while another was to gain a diploma from the honored school within the capital. Isabella revealed her wish of joining the honored school to Sophus since she wanted to become stronger than she is right now. Just when Isabella was about to talk about her revenge on the verge of anger, Zhang Yi controls the situation, claiming that they wanted to save millions of captives from the demon tribe. But Sophus wasn't convinced by his motivation, so Zhang Yi used the excuse of helping him and his father with the hope of pulling their weight for the country. The bullshit made by Xiang Yi convinced Sophists to think that Xiang was truly concerned about him. In the end, the situation ended well for Isabella as her potential to fight and win for the country had reflected in her archery skills, but Xiang Yi was in pure disbelief as he didn't even know how to cook. Since 2 months into the academic year already passed, Sophists was able to enroll them as late insert students in the honored school. It meant that they were going to move straight into the real test, which will lead to them their dedicated branch. Sophists explained to Xiang Yi and Isabella that their fitting branch will be selected by their guidance teacher, who will analyze their capabilities to assign them to their appropriate branch. Since Xiang Yi didn't have any kind of skills, the teacher assigned to him will use a testing method other than the actual branch methods to test his capabilities. Sophists boosted his confidence, saying even if he doesn't know anything, his determination for improving will guide him to the accurate path. He also assigned the previous assistant soldier named Achille to lead them to their guidance teacher, as Sophists himself had to visit the king with his father that day. Before leaving, Sophists stated to both of them that only passing the screening test will provide them accommodation in the academy. Otherwise, they will be taken back by him to his place once again. At that moment, Xiang Yi was convinced that the place named Honor Academy will be his first test in this unknown world. While it looks like we've come to an end for this video, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. Leave a suggestion for the next anime and I'll mention you in the video when I get to it. A sincere like and subscribe can go a long way for your karma. Just saying. Very well then, with that said, I'll see you guys in my next video.